In a rare moment of unity, the Supreme Court unanimously struck down a key part of state-level gun confiscation laws on January 21, 2026. The 9-0 decision shocked the nation, forcing both gun rights and gun control advocates to rethink their strategies. The ruling didn't abolish red flag laws but set a much higher bar for due process before firearms can be temporarily removed. This wasn't just about the Second Amendment, it was a powerful statement on the Fourth and 14th Amendments, emphasizing protection against unreasonable searches and the right to due process. The justices' consensus signaled that the case touched on fundamental legal principles beyond partisan divides. Now, states must rewrite their laws to meet the court's new standard, shifting the debate from whether such laws should exist to how they can be constitutionally applied. Civil liberties groups across the spectrum praised the decision as a vital check on government overreach. This landmark ruling has set the stage for a new era in the American gun debate, focused on balancing individual rights with public safety. Extreme risk protection orders, or red flag laws, are a recent addition to American law, first appearing in Connecticut in 1999. These laws allow courts to temporarily remove firearms from individuals showing warning signs of violence, often after a petition from family or law enforcement. Over 20 states adopted some form of ERPO, but the laws varied widely. Who could file, what evidence was needed, and how long guns could be held. The biggest controversy: many states allowed judges to issue orders without the gun owner present, raising serious due process concerns. Critics argued this violated the 14th Amendment, depriving people of rights and property without a fair hearing. Conflicting lower court rulings, and a growing patchwork of laws, made Supreme Court review inevitable. The case that reached the justices directly challenged the constitutionality of these ex parte orders, forcing a national reckoning over due process and public safety. The Supreme Court's decision stemmed from Crawford v. Colorado, where John Crawford's guns were seized after a former partner's petition, without his knowledge or a chance to defend himself. His lawyers argued this violated both his Second Amendment rights and, crucially, his right to due process. Data showed thousands of similar orders had been issued nationwide, with many later overturned when gun owners finally got to present evidence. Critics highlighted cases where the law was misused for personal vendettas, not public safety. Colorado defended its law, citing studies linking red flag laws to reduced firearm suicides and arguing that ex parte orders were essential for urgent intervention. Civil liberties groups, including the ACLU, sided with Crawford, warning that allowing property seizure based on one-sided accusations set a dangerous precedent. The case became a test of whether public safety could justify suspending constitutional rights without a prompt, fair hearing. The broad coalition supporting due process reframed the debate from gun rights alone to fundamental American legal principles. The Supreme Court was now tasked with balancing immediate safety concerns against the bedrock right to be heard. The Supreme Court's opinion, written by the Chief Justice, affirmed that while states can act to prevent gun violence, they must respect due process. The justices found Colorado's ex parte process constitutionally deficient, especially the weeks-long wait for a hearing. The court ruled that except in true emergencies, a full adversarial hearing must occur within 48 to 72 hours of any temporary confiscation. The decision focused on procedural fairness, not the Second Amendment itself, uniting justices across the ideological spectrum. The opinion drew parallels to restraining order cases, where due process is already required. The justices warned that ex parte systems are ripe for abuse and can lead to wrongful disarmament. The ruling sent a clear message: public safety laws must operate within constitutional boundaries and due process cannot be sacrificed. State legislatures were put on notice. Future laws must respect the right to a prompt, meaningful hearing. The ruling forces immediate changes for police and courts in states with red flag laws. Law enforcement can no longer seize firearms based solely on ex parte orders without a rapid follow-up hearing. Courts must now hold adversarial hearings within days, not weeks, straining already busy judicial systems. Ongoing and pending cases issued under the old standard are now constitutionally suspect, likely triggering a wave of legal challenges. Police and courts must review existing orders, and may have to return firearms or schedule immediate hearings. State legislatures must quickly amend their ERPO statutes to comply with the new due process requirements. The process will reignite political debates and scrutiny from all sides. As the effectiveness and fairness of red flag laws are redefined, the future of these laws now hinges on their ability to protect both public safety and constitutional rights. The Crawford decision fits squarely within the Supreme Court's tradition of defending due process, echoing landmark cases like Matthews v. Eldridge. While the case involved guns, its real impact is on how government must act when restricting any constitutional right. The court reaffirmed that rights are not absolute, but any restriction must come with rigorous procedural safeguards. Legal experts agree. This is a pro-due process, not a pro-gun ruling. The decision reminds us that the Constitution protects not just favored rights, but the procedures that guard all rights from arbitrary government action. In a polarized era, the unanimous ruling stands as a rare, powerful defense of fundamental legal principles. The question now, how will this renewed focus on due process shape America's ongoing debate over liberty and security?